Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavato Sahano Hunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidyushavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we are discussing this introduction part. So last class we were discussing about Sri Ramana Maharshi, and of course, as we discussed in details, that he had Vastu Jnana. When we look at his work, and especially Saddarshanam, also with reference to this Upadesha Saram also, it's very clear, it's very evident that he had Vastu Jnana. And moreover, the commitment towards that also was equally strong. That's why he used to keep quiet. In fact, slowly other people started coming, and almost every day some discourse was going on, that too with Shankara Bhashyam. Like one of the great learned person those days called Jagadishwara Shastri, and another great poet called Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni. Moreover, this Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni was a Upasaka. And because he was Upasaka, in fact, this Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni confirmed him the title Bhagavan. Because he was basically being Upasaka, devotee, so emotional person. So he said, look, Ramana Maharshi is Bhagavan. So that godhood came because of this. However, the point, it became very evident when this Paul Benton came to India in the search of saints and mystic powers and life, spiritual life. And he was a great author, journalist come author, and he was a seeker. So he went around in India, met different Swamijis from north to south. In fact, south he went to meet Kanchi. He went to meet actually Kanchi Paramacharya. Then from there, he traveled to Tiruvannamalai with the help of a Buddhist monk. That's another issue. With a Buddhist person, he traveled with him. And finally, that later on, this Buddhist person became a Swami. That's another issue altogether. And this person, Paul Benton, portrayed Sri Ramana Maharshi as an enlightened master in his book. That is how Ramana Maharshi became internationally famous because of Paul Benton, nothing else. So when somebody internationally starts writing, is a great person and all these things, then this other people started coming in. That is how Ramana Maharshi became famous. Okay, later on another issue has happened. Like Paul Benton later on wrote that whatever I thought, Ramana Maharshi has not reached that peak. That's another issue towards his end, because he created a group and lot of things and he became a great fellow. So then he wrote that I was thinking that he has reached that peak, but Ramana Maharshi did not reach that peak. That is another issue altogether. So let us not get into controversial aspect, okay? But my job is to communicate what is truth, what is not. Coming back here, when we look at this Paul Benton or whatever, all these issues, it is very clear and also evident that popularity has nothing to do with knowledge. The enlightenment, the wisdom, has nothing to do with your popularity. The popularity has something to do with your prarabdha. So in your previous life, if you have done a lot of things, because of which prarabdha, many things will happen in your life, and it has nothing to do with your knowledge. It has nothing to do with anything. Remember this. That's why you can see one lady from Italy came to India without anything. She became not only popular, one of the richest lady in the world. One of the most powerful, popular, richest lady in the world. So if you look at her life, this is a life example, okay? So that is not, she had nothing to do with knowledge, enlightenment or purushartha, nothing else. One purushartha she did it very carefully. She managed to love somebody, that's all. That she did it very carefully. And it worked. However, coming back here, as situation happens, let me bring to this text today so that we will understand. As I told you, this Upadesha Saram, or Saram sometimes, essence of this teaching. Actually, the background of this goes like this. There was another devotee called Muruganara. So he was writing something. It's like a very mystic way he was writing. And his way of writing was like, there are people, those who used to do Vedic rituals. So after doing all these Vedic rituals, what they did, Stephania, where are you? Be all of you here, okay? Or else I don't mind to stop class, please. Or else you can put the videos off. Coming back. Remember, when I am looking at all of you, just by glancing 1 second, I understand where is your mind, what is happening, what is not happening. Okay? Coming back here. Because with the small group, if this is the problem, because I am not interested to teach, to be very honest. Now slowly I want to withdraw. I don't like to. If that, I don't see the interest in you people's side, I don't have any interest to teach. I am happy the way I am. Coming back. So here, this Muruganar, he was writing that how the people are interested in power and position. Through Vedic rituals, one can gather more and more power. And they were worshipping Lord Shiva. And when they were doing all this penance in that one Darukavana called, so in there they are doing this penance to please Lord Shiva so that they can get more and more power and position. And that time, as usual, Parvati said, look, they are praying so much to you. Why don't you go and help him? Give them boon, what is there? Lord Shiva said, no, it's not time for them. I have my own time, okay? Don't worry. Don't push me, okay? I know what is to be done. But as usual, she pushed. No. Then finally what Lord Shiva did it? Lord Shiva wanted to do something. So of course, talk to Lord Vishnu. So Vishnu appeared as a Mohini. Mohini means as a beautiful, wonderful lady. So when these people were doing a lot of tapas to please Lord Shiva, they came across a beautiful, wonderful lady. And all of them went crazy. They forgot their penance. So they were running behind, okay? How to get this beautiful lady. So in the process, now they were completely distracted. Meanwhile, Lord Shiva came as a young ascetic. So what he did, he also distracted all the wives of these people, those who were in the home, okay? Now what happened in the process, interesting story goes, now when these people realized that this lady behind whom we are running is not a lady, somebody, some divine power, but in the process we have lost our penance. What to do? And the sense of guilt and lot of issues were there. They did not know what to do because after all their mistake. Okay, at least let us go back to home. So when they came back to home, they discovered more disaster at home. Their ladies have run away with somebody. And who is that fellow? A young ascetic. What's going on? And all the sense of guilt, anger, whatever was there, they put all their energy, created different weapons like tiger, this, that, to attack this young ascetic. And finally, nothing happened. And of course, Lord Shiva was there. Now, when nothing happened, they became helpless. So when they became helpless, they did not know what to do, how to go about it. Now, they understood the limitations of the karma kanda, limitations of power and position. So after realizing the limitations of power and position, or you can say karma kanda, means karma and karma phala. Instead of karma kanda, karma and karma phala. Then they were interested to know what is all about it. So when they wanted to know what is all about the teaching aspect, their Muruganar stopped. He did not know what to do. So with great reverence, he came to Sri Ramana Maharshi and asked him with great reverence that, look, this much I have done, I do not know what to write. So what is the teaching? I do not know. So will you please? Then of course, as you know, Ramana Maharshi was keeping quiet. He did not open his mouth. Long time. So some pressure was there in him. So then he started, undi para. That is how this meter is called, undi para. So he spoke and later on was being written. So this is called, then after that, this is called verses on Upadesha Saram. And because Ramana Maharshi did not speak for a long time and spoke something, that became big hit. Then it was being translated into Telugu first and later on into Sanskrit. So now what we are going to study is based on Sanskrit. It is translated from Tamil to Sanskrit. See, here we have to be very clear and careful. It's a beautiful text. The text deals with many aspects. As I told you, first few verses, fantastic. Later on, we'll see all about it. Let us, with this background, let us read the verse. So you have the text with you. And it's a beautiful meter called Undi parameter in Tamil. So we also follow the same thing. Karturajñaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. Karturajñaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. Actually, this verse is very like a sutra format, because as I told you, Sri Ramana Maharshi never opened his mouth. He always kept quiet. And when he spoke whatever he has written, very to the point. He has not gone much here and there. So this particular verse, if you look at it, is really like almost a sutra format. So how? Let us look at, if you look at Kartuhu Agya Prapyate Phalam. The first line itself destroys the kartutvam in us. He says beautifully that the result of action is gained by the order of the law of the Lord, not by the order of the karta, the doer. You have to understand, it's a very big line. Generally, when you do karma, a karta does action thinking that karma phala will come to me. When I am talking to you people, I have very clear expectation. At least listen to me. If you don't listen to me, at least pretend that as though you are listening to me. You understand? I am very clear. At least look at the computer screen. That's enough for me, okay? Whether anything enters or not, don't worry. If it doesn't enter, then I can repeat. So class can continue all time together. So being a karta, not only I expect that this sort of karma phala should happen, should come. Also, without my knowledge, this is the problem with us. We think that we are the creator of karma phala. Or karma phala comes according to us. That's why all sort of problem happens in life. The problem doesn't happen with reference to karma phala. Remember this. Whenever you have any problem, it's not related to the result of any action or situation or person. It is you who think. It is you who have come to conclusion. It is you who have the notion that the karma phala is ordained by you. You are the author of karma phala. The stronger this notion in you, the bigger problem you have in your life. Is it clear? Simple statement. So it has nothing to remember. It has nothing to do with karma phala. It has something to do with the notion of that you are the author of karma phala. Remember, you are the author of karma, but not karma phala. Can you see the difference? Because the moment you think that you are author of karma phala, now not only you are connected to karma, attached to karma, you are also attached to karma phala, and in the process you neglect anything and everything. You can say you are well focused, but remember that well focused is called completely tunnel thinking. You are attached. And remember, today where you are attached, tomorrow you will be detached. Wherever there is attachment, there has to have detachment. Remember, attachment presupposes detachment. There is no other alternative. It is like, very nicely, if you look at nowadays, this example is very rare to see in the airport, okay? Arrival and departure. If the flight has arrived, has to depart. There is no choice. Because a flight cannot be parked a long time in the same place. Remember? It is impossible. They cannot. Same thing also, if there is attachment with reference to a person or with object, with reference to situation or anything, remember, if not today, tomorrow you have to get detached. Tell me a single place, single person, single situation where you are attached all the time. I don't think so. You cannot and you need not. But the problem here is, when you are attached, you are completely, sticky. You don't see anything, anybody. That is wrong. When you are attached, please give due respect to that person, to yourself, to the situation. You understand? This is the request I have. But the problem with you is you are so much, oneness with that person or with the object or situation or whatever. You neglect anybody and everybody. Of course, in the process it becomes easier, quicker becomes detachment. That's the only quick result, nothing else. At least if there is a gap, there is a possibility that this attachment may continue little longer time. You understand? So here he says, Kartuhu Agnya, first thing you need to know. Karma phalam does not come under Karta. Karma phala has some other principle. How? We have to understand many aspects here. We say Jnanam Purusha Tantra. Jnanam means knowledge. Purusha Tantra. Purusha means here, please understand. Sorry, I made a mistake. Jnanam, I made a mistake already. Jnanam Vastu Tantra, not Purusha Tantra. Karma Purusha Tantra, Jnanam Vastu Tantra. Sorry. So Vastu means object. Tantra means depends upon. So Jnanam depends upon, knowledge depends upon Vastu, the object. Whereas Karma, Purusha Tantra, Karma depends upon the person, the Karta. We have different types of examples. For example, how it is Purusha Tantra and how is Vastu Tantra, you can see. If we say Jnanam is Vastu Tantra, the knowledge to take place, you need Vastu. Here, the tumbler as Vastu. You need means of knowledge called eyes. And behind eyes, of course, you need the mind. If these three are aligned, the Vastu, the means of knowledge and mind, knowledge has to take place. Do you get point? If I request all of you, look at this tumbler. Of course, eyes are open, behind the eyes, mind is there, but don't see this. Can you? You are helpless with reference to that knowledge. Because knowledge to take place does not depend upon you. It is completely depend upon what? The Vastu, the object. Whereas with reference to karma, karma is Purusha Tantra. So karma depends upon the person. That's why if I request you, this is the usual example, to clap. Great, you did not clap because you didn't understand. Thank you. Because why you do not clap? Because it depends upon you. Being a Karta, you can decide to clap, not to clap, or the way you want to clap, you can clap. So karma being Purusha Tantra, this is a basic point to understand. Karma being Purusha Tantra, I may do, may not do, or the way I want, I may do. Because after all, it depends upon me. But the problem here is, karma is Purusha Tantra, no doubt in it. But karma phala is not a Purusha Tantra. Can you see this point? Karma, the action, depends upon me, no doubt in it. But the result of karma, the karma phala, does not depend upon me. This is the conclusion. I have problem here. I think as the karma depends upon me, so also karma phala depends upon me. This is the problem I have. I am a religion member. Being a Karta, I am very clear about my karma. But I cannot guarantee about karma phala. I can keep doing my karma. But what sort of result is going to come? Sorry, I cannot. That's why in English we say what? Between the cup and lips, there are many slips. There is no guarantee. Even though you have made everything, You have taken the cup, you are about to sip, suddenly one telephone call comes, or a message comes. Somebody, your very dear one, met with an accident, needs help. What will happen? Will you be able to sip? Leave it, get up. Because there are hundreds of reasons that why you cannot have. Remember. So in life, if you observe, between karma and karma phala, there is a big gap. That is called, that is called maturity. The more and more you understand the gap between your karma and karma phala, the more you become a mature person. Maturity is not all about accepting karma phala or rejecting karma phala. Maturity is to understand the gap between your action and result of action. Because when you understand the gap between you as karta and your karma, the action, there is a gap between karta and action. And again, the action that you are doing for what and the result of action, there is a huge gap. The more and more you understand this, the more you really cherish yourself and of course your actions. So here it's being highlighted, kartuhu agya prapyate phalam iti. It is not me, the karta, who decides the result of action. It is the God, it is the universal order, it is the law that decides the result of action. So that means as a karta, I have only right to do action. I don't have result, please understand. I don't have right over result of action, which is being taught in Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. This is the line. Ramana Maharshi has put it differently. Karmani eva adhikarahate. Now Lord Krishna teaches to Arjuna, as an warrior, you have right over action. Karmani eva adhikarate. Whereas not with reference to karma phala. Ma phaleshu kadacha, with reference to karma phala, never. Because karma phala comes to you. When you do karma, karma phala comes to you, but you are not author of your karma phala. That's why don't exercise all your power with reference to karma phala. Generally what you do, always you think exercising your power on karma phala, rather executing your karma. Can you see? Like those who buy lottery ticket, okay? And also another example I will tell you. The best example is exam. Okay, this is, I cannot forget this. Okay, those who have not studied during study time, exam is over, everything is over. Result is going to come. Everything is over. Only that book has not come to you. Printed matter has not come to you. Okay, that day, the day result is declared, everybody does a lot of puja. You understand? Oh God, oh God, oh God, change the news, bring the best news. Hey, you are really stupid. Yes, if you are smart enough, you say, look, I am doing puja not for the best result. I am doing puja so that my mind is prepared to receive any news. Then I don't have anything to say. Can you see this point? I am doing all sort of puja not to change the news. Because I cannot change the news. Already news is over. You understand? Whether you are 80%, 90% or 20% or no percent, already is over. Only it has not reached to you. That's all. Nothing can be done. But everybody does puja, everybody prays, everybody does everything for what? To change the news. Can you see this point? You cannot change the news. But yes, if you are smart enough, you can say, yes, I am doing everything so that I will have strength to face whatever news come. That's the right attitude. So that's why here is being highlighted. Kartuhu agnyaya prapyate phalam. It is not you who decides what karma phala is going to come. It is you who to do karma in keeping with karma and many other factors that are involved to decide karma phala. So that means, in short, you are not decision maker of your karma phala. So that means any result that is coming to you, let it come. You don't have any other choice other than accepting it gracefully. Can you see this point? Even if somebody slaps you, remember, you have to learn to accept it gracefully. What choice do you have? More of it you will see. Why the karma phala comes to you, not to anybody. Or why a given particular karma phala comes to you, not to others.